Yeah, it happened. It was like one day in my life. Just an event that took half a second and changed everything from then on. And I knew right away there was something wrong. Like, I couldn't breathe. I knew it was going to be different. That's when I passed out, and they took it from there. Prognosis right from the start was, you're injured, you're paralyzed, quadriplegic below the shoulders. This is it. You're not going to move. You're also on a ventilator. You can't breathe. You can't eat. You can't drink. You can't do much. You can lay in bed. A doctor told me what I could look forward to was a rich internal life. We just didn't accept that. My husband, Warren, and I, we took things into our own hands. Like, okay, we'd have a goal, and it's going to be getting off the ventilator. It's going to be breathing. And if we can do that, then we can accomplish a lot. I think I started within 3 days, and I think I only did it for 5 minutes, and it was the toughest thing I've ever done. Having that safety removed is pretty scary. It's claustrophobic. You're getting nauseous. So looking at that, like, is this even possible? I don't know. So they plug you back in, and then we just did that over and over every day. The only way we could see results is by tracking it. And that 5 minutes went to 6 minutes. Then we had the proof, and then they had to start taking us seriously. My neck got ripped. I went from 5 minutes to slowly but you're expanding to an entire day. It was baby step problem solving from the beginning. So that meant I was in bed all day, every day, until I got to try a power chair. You go through like driver lessons, failed miserably, smashed through many walls, made many friends, and did not do so well. So then we discovered this thing, which I use to drive now, which is called a headray, proximity controlled headrest. That's what I use to drive this chair. So we've just been slowly learning how to make it more mobile and usable. So then that's when we added snow tires, we added headlights, a lift so I can get to people's eye level, adding the phone to the chairs. Oh, my cup holder, that's a cool one. There's this like old engineer group at GF Strong, and they made me a cup holder. That is definitely very key. You don't want to chug your wine, so you need a very specific small wine straw. Coffee needs stainless steel. Smoothies need something bigger. Like, it's just constant, tiny little adaptations to just make life easier and a bit more enjoyable. We had no vehicle. We had to rely on public transportation. We ended up getting an accessible van, but then getting back to Prince George, I got back in December, we got stuck because like an accessible van is lowered. We knew right away, we're like, hey, this is not gonna work. There's a fellow that works at Home Depot, and he had this truck, a little lift pops out, he gets in. Yeah, we want that. There's not very many of these things in existence, but then pretty much immediately, just through a fluke of the system, a vehicle became ready. Yeah, it just kind of opened more doors to like being semi-normal again. Yeah, and that was always kind of the big wall that I kept hitting and I just couldn't see a way around, was to get back on trails. And I especially like the trails we have that I used to love to do. I would just go and park in front of them and just look down them, and they live right there, but they're not. Pristine and peaceful, and I'm like, oh man, that was always hard to deal with. You see trucks drive by with bikes on the back, and it wears on you. And that was what kept pushing the dream to get back on the trails. I did a lot of research online. It was just coming up with nothing, and it's kind of a fluke that we even discovered it. And it was all based on that one Instagram video of a guy in the UK, and he was a ex-pro mountain biker, young 20s, and he was ripping around on this buggy. Like, he was just doing wild, crazy things I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was so excited. I had to show it to Warren right away. The research was started from there. How do we get one? Reaching out to the company, they refused to sell to Canada. And we just happened to find a guy living in Calgary, and he had one. He's just like, you know what? I'll just sell you mine, and I'll just be forever grateful. I had these like big, like, I'm gonna be in this thing, I'm gonna be ripping from the start. And then we huck me in, it's like, I'm pretty small for it and nothing's sitting right. I've never driven with chin control. And it was like very quickly brought our expectations down to like, okay, this is actually gonna be pretty hard and a lot of work. So we just kind of started playing with it. And now we've built it up to where one day I just went driving and he'd move the chin control around enough. And it was like, I actually really enjoyed that. Now we don't just have to look at the trails. We can go on them. You're off the pavement. So it's perfect. It's pretty crazy what the human body and mind can do. People in my situation and people with disabilities, we're always trying to adapt ourselves. And when communities kind of meet us at other halfway, it is a game changer. And I don't know that people realize just how big of a difference that makes. I realize that there's not a huge population because of the climate that we live in that takes advantage of accessible trails, but the meaning that it has for those people is just incomprehensible. PT is great because we have a community full of people that are used to working really hard to make things work. Why not enhance these things because they are huge for the people that are impacted by it. We don't live up here because we like shopping in the malls or going clubbing. Everyone's up here because they love the environment. You know, if you could go back and would you change it? Obviously, yes. But I've also really appreciate the perspectives and the way I kind of approach life now. There's not the same stress or anxiety about like what is the future and what do I need to be doing at any given moment. It's just really living in the day. I wish I could take that with me back in time. I just want to try it all. Just trying new areas, like, oh, trail forks, let's trail here. Let's go do that. And we love that. So now I just want to see what the bike can do. All these trails are going in. It's like, can I make it? I don't know. Do I have the support? We'll see. You know, like, we don't know what's going to happen, but it's just kind of fun to try and seeing where it can go. And I just want to log it all and share it.